So in today's video, myself and my little cat will be reviewing a piece of musical equipment which I have never tried before, but have always fancied. So the piece of musical equipment in question is in this box. This box here. So this is a LEKATO Airbridge WS-60 stereo wireless system. Now this was sent to me, full disclosure here, this was sent to me by the folks at LEKATO. They asked if I wanted to try a few things, and I thought this is probably the thing I would use because I've always fancied trying one of these. So it was sent to me by the people at LEKATO, so there will be something in the video which says this includes product placement or whatever, but I'm not being paid for the review. They've not told me what to say. I don't know if it's any good yet. So yes, I get to keep it, so I have to put in the video that this is sponsored. So let's unbox this. So it's a 2.4 gigahertz wireless guitar system. Now I haven't opened this yet. This is 100% a realistic unboxing. Let's see what is in here. Oh, shiny. So here's what we get in the box. We get the instruction manual. We get the red one. This here. And we get the black one. This one here. Oh, it's red on the side, look. And the lead. So the black one here, is noted as the receiver. The receiver. And the red one is the transmitter, surprisingly. So we have the transmitter and we have the receiver. And we also have these two as well. So let's look at the instruction manual. Let's see what we have here. LEKATO user manual. Now I'm looking for something that is quite easy to use. I'm not particularly technically proficient, so I'm looking for something that's easy to use. Power supply USB cable is mainly for charging. Connections, interference, warning. Always read the warning. Specifications: sample range 24-bit, 48 kHz uncompressed transmission, latency less than 12 milliseconds, range about 100 feet outdoors, noise minus 98 dB, dynamic range 105 dB, A-weighted, I'm not sure what that is. Operating band 2.4 GHz ISM worldwide, frequency response 20 to 20 kHz, 280 degrees rotating head, designed for electronic drums and keyboards, fits most kinds of instruments, support for 6 devices to use simultaneously, USB fast charging, support for 3.5mm plugs, 6.35mm plugs. So there we have the instructions here. Transmitter. So what I'll do is, I'll read through these instructions and I'll see how easy it is to set up, and I'll get it plugged in and we'll have a quick test. So I have looked at the instructions. This is the transmitter. So this one here is the on-off. This one here is the pairing. Now it says here 5 pairing key, long press to turn to pairing status after power on. So I'll turn this on first. See. It's turned on. Now the receiver is the same. This one's the on switch. Switch on. Middle one is the pairing USB charger, so they're both on. Now what I'll do is I'll plug one into my guitar and I'll plug one into my Kemper. So I'll have the receiver plugged into my Kemper over there, and I will plug the transmitter into this guitar and we'll see if it works. Oh, we have sound, Now what I'll do is I'll press record on my digital audio workstation. So there, all I've done is just plug these two things in. I did press the pair on both of them, see if we get a sound. So I have no lead. I am completely leadless. Not sure if my guitar's in tune, but... And that's it, just like that. We have the transmitter, and, get my camera, we have the receiver, and we have, I'll do this one-handed. So that's the first test, ease of use. I just plugged these two in and it's just worked, just like that. I pressed the pairing thing, I don't know if you need to, but I did that and it worked. It just worked straight from the off. One into the guitar, this one into the guitar, and this one into my Kemper, and it just worked. Quite excited really, you know, over 40 years of guitar playing, it's the first time I've ever gone leadless, just with this. The other thing I would say as well is, I mean, look at the size of these. Compared to even just a single guitar lead, this is going to take up way less room in my gig bag or my touring flight case, if I ever had a touring flight case. So yes, it's going to save me a lot of space as well. So I guess we'll try a few things, we'll see. I'll try a few different guitars as well, different output pickups, different sounds, like clean sounds, overdriven sounds, and we'll see if these have any effect on the tone. Now to begin with, I'll just do it in the room here, so I'm only about, I don't know, about 3 feet away from my Kemper, but we'll do further tests where I wander about, and I may even, I'll get my camera working here, I may even go out in my back garden. So I'll be on the other side of this window, and we'll see if we still get a sound outside. I mean, I'm not planning on doing an outdoor festival in my garden in Scotland in January, but it will be interesting to see if it comes all the way from there in my garden over to here into my Kemper. Here, look, my little cat there, well, she's moving. So let's move further away. We're using a Marshall amp. There's the settings in a rehearsal room. I'll stand over here. There's a few tests for you. So I have been using these for about a week. What do I think? Well, first of all, ease of use. They're super easy to use. As you saw, I just plugged these in. One to my guitar, one to my Kemper, switched them on, pressed pair, and they became a pair and they just worked right away. So easy. Easy to charge, they both charge at the same time with the one USB charger. Sound wise, I did a few tests there with a lead compared to these. I didn't notice any difference in the sound at all. Now I will qualify that by saying I've got old ears, but I didn't notice any difference in the sound at all. I didn't think there was any top end missing, but you know, make your own mind up for that. I just recorded them straight from my Kemper. Distance wise, the only time they seemed to drop out was when I went outside there, was when I was going through my house. I mean, this house was built in 1939, so it's got quite thick walls. So it kind of cut out as I was going out towards my back garden. But once I was in my back garden, which is, I don't know, probably about 10, 15 feet away, and we're coming through glass, and we're going to my Kemper over there was no cut out at all. It just worked perfectly. So from that point of view, I'm very impressed. Now there is one thing, and I have noticed this when I've been recording, and that is on high gain sounds. Now here I'm using a lead. It's a lead plugged into my old Melody Maker. This has got Seymour Duncan high output pickups. So here's what it sounds like with a lead. Now when I turn that down, there's not really any background noise. Now the volume on the guitars is 0. There's not really any background noise. And this is a Friedman, high gain Friedman amp with high output pickups. So with a lead, there is no background noise when I've got this turned down to 0. However, when I'm using the wireless, can you hear all that background noise? Turn the volume of the guitar down to 0. Now I can get rid of that if I turn on my Kemper, if I turn the noise gate up, goes away. Try a bit more noise gate. So it's completely gone now. Gone. To be fair, it may just be this room. I have 2 laptops here. I have my Focusrite interface, and I have various lights and stuff going on. It's quite an old house. I didn't really notice too much noise in the rehearsal room. I didn't notice too much interference there. I wasn't using particularly high gain setting. I was using a Marshall, but it wasn't Friedman-esque setting. But it's something to be aware of. I have found when I'm using high gain amps with high gain pickups. This does seem to have a bit of background noise that's being picked up. You can get rid of it by increasing the noise gate on your amp. So I'm quite impressed with these, I have to say. I've not been told what to say about it. I'm quite impressed with them. The ease of use, just the actual form of them, they're really quite small. They're dead easy to just plug in to your Kemper or your amp, whatever it may be, and then plug in to your guitar. Maybe the one thing, now these are made of like hard plastic, and I'm going to do this test live here. I don't think these would stand up to being stood on, I have to say. But you know, as like most things, you probably don't want to stand on most of your music equipment unless it's a foot pedal. So I will do a test here. So these are made of hard plastic. So I'll drop this from about, I don't know, what's that, about 3 feet onto the floor of my room here, which is wood. It's like a stage, except there's not a drum rise and stuff. So I will do this live on this video. Ready? We'll do it 3 times. One more for luck. So, no cracks, anything like that. Does still work. Does still work. What I'll do is I'll plug it in just to make sure it do actually work. Receiver. And this, just to make sure it does actually work. My Richie Kotzen Telecaster. I have all the Telecaster of Richie Kotzen and none of the Talent. So does this work? If you can hear that, look at my speakers plugged in. Maybe hear it from this. Oh. So there you go. So I have dropped in from about 3 or 4 feet 3 times. They have not cracked and they still work. So there you go. The LEKATO Airbridge 2.4 GHz wireless guitar system, which looks like that in the box. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I hope it's helpful. If you're looking at one of these, if you're thinking of buying one, have a look at my video, see what you think, see if this is the sort of thing for you. As ever folks, it's a privilege and a pleasure bringing you content on Dunsy's Guitar World. Cheers for now.